What up, everybody? I am live with JR in the crew. Make sure you check me out, tune in, log in. Make sure you're on the live chat, talking shit, comment, do whatever the hell you guys want. But make sure you guys stay tuned in. Tell a friend.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of JR and the Crew, man. We are right here in studio, and we also have a special guest. We have a very special co-host today, but she doesn't want to come on camera right now because she's not camera ready. She's right there putting her makeup on, but she'll be in the second segment and stuff. And then I have somebody over there just, really mad at me right now. She doesn't want to. She's off camera as well. So, but it's going to be a great show because you know what? We're going to talk about it. We're talking about it a little bit.
Let's talk about why she's mad.
No, we're going to talk about certain things right now. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Yeah.
You're calling her out?
Yeah. Well, why don't you come out here and sit down and we'll talk about it.
Well, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. No, you need a mic. He's like, yeah. No. He's like, Austin, you're supposed to be on my side, dude. Gosh, darn it. But hey, guys, welcome to another episode. Sorry you guys got to hear a couple of technical difficulties, but, we had to take care of business real quick. We had to put the women on check real quick. Don't worry about it, guys. We got that. We got it under control. So, hey, guys, don't forget. Oh, man, I shouldn't have said that because now I got to say this episode is brought to you by Black Widow Investigations. It's going to kick my butt. All right, so this episode, hey, it's brought to you by your legal team, Black Widow Investigations. Look at she's for criminal law, family law. Dude, they're talking a lot of smack. This is going to be a very good episode because some of the things that we're going to talk about are going to be crazy. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I'm gonna speak my mind. Women want equal rights. Women want equal rights in a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I'm for women having equal rights. I am. I really am. But there are some things that women just can't do that men can do. There's certain things. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, for instance, this. Men at the end of the day want to be respectful to women if they're at a job. Men, when they're together, men talk about certain things. They do. They talk about certain things. And women, when they come around, the men stop talking because, it's a little disrespectful for maybe the conversation that they're having. But the women get offended because they're like, why won't you treat me as an equal? But at the same time, it is a respect type of thing. You know what I mean? So
what are you talking about at work that you're not supposed to be talking about that you're not supposed to hear?
yeah, Monica say HR department needs to get involved if you're not talking about. Hey, look at there's construction workers. There's all kinds of other people there's guys we talk about certain things. Specify just things that women should not be hearing at the moment. Okay, the guy's talking about.
At work.
Okay, so men talk about it. So look, at the end of the day, they want equal rights. I believe they can. Okay, let's talk about this too. Then, let's talk about this. The NBA. There's the women NBA, the WNBA. They want equal pay as the regular NBA, but. Do I feel that they deserve it? Of course they deserve it. But it all comes down to how much people are spending. It's marketing. The reason why the players of the NBA, right, Austin, get paid a lot of money because people are buying their jerseys. Now, how many people, I don't see Blanca or Monica wearing a WNBA jersey supporting the Women's National Basketball Association. So they want more money, but they're not getting more.
First of all,
see. Can you hear them? No, good.
Get paid less than the male actors. Why?
I don't know why, but that's a great conversation that we're going to have because you know what? In this type of industry that you're in right now and what we're doing, it's always the man is guilty until proven innocent. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. The man is guilty until proven innocent, and it's wrongful. Dude, this is going to be a great discussion. I have a great guest, man. But before we get to the great guest, let's talk about the guest. I have Tony A. from Rhodium Radio podcast, man. The Wizard, right? The Wizard?
No, he is also DJ Tony A. The Wizard.
Oh, DJ Tony A. The Wizard. We have him. Blanca is going to be the co-host today. She's going to be here. And we're really excited to have him. But before we get and bring Blanca on and Tony, check out Chicano Spotlight, brought to you by Chicano Hollywood. Dude, this is going to be good. I got Monica and Blanca riled up. Blanca's son is taking all the heat right now. He's just sitting there. Blanca's son. It's this guy presents son. They can't hear you anyway. So, Austin, we'll be right back.
Thanks, JR. So, brand new to the Chicano Hollywood app, we have Arizona Video Stories. This team produces some really great content that highlights specific Latinos and tells their story, as well as just teaching us some Chicano history. So, you can catch them under their own category on the app. It says Arizona Video Stories. They have 2 projects on there now and so much more on the way. So, definitely check them out. Also, if you haven't seen Cholo Zombies yet, please do. That needs to be experienced for itself. It is on the app, available for pay-per-view, so definitely go watch it. And if you haven't already, download the app. It is really great to support Chicano creatives and the movement that we're doing that really benefits us all. So go check it out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back, man. And you know what? Sorry about the beginning part, but I brought her on now so she could literally say her piece. No, we're gonna move forward from that. But we got Blanca. Sky Presents in the studio, and she brought a very good friend of hers. And hopefully he'll become a good friend of mine and
Absolutely.
stuff. You know, we're acquaintances right now. Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Okay, good. So, so Blanca, introduce who we have.
So, guys, we have Tony Ace, the Wizard, right here on JR and the Crew today. He has Rhodium Radio,
Yep.
one of the top YouTube podcasts,
Yes.
shows, talk shows. It's everything.
No, I love it. Yeah, I love your freaking table, man. How it's filled with everything. I'm still trying to figure out what to put on here because I love all his memorabilia stuff.
Well, you got to make friends first, JR. Sorry. Maybe you're not that popular. No, just kidding. I just play. Sorry.
She's still mad because we
Love
talked about before.
It's all good, brother. You know what?
But don't hold back, man. I know you on your show, bro. You say a lot. I love the fact that you're very controversial. You get under people's skin. I love it because you say truth. You say truth, and that's what it's all about.
Well, truth is the new hate speech now.
Yes.
We live amongst a generation that, can I say what I want to say?
You can say whatever you want to say.
We live in amongst a generation that doesn't give a fuck, but is easily offended.
Yes.
So to me, I'm going to speak my truth, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I got more years behind me than in front of me, so from here on out, I'm going for it.
Woo! I like that. No holding back no more, man.
Right,
No more.
right.
At the end of the day, I love the fact because I chime in once in a while. I listen to your stuff, and I love the fact because people. It's sad because everybody has their opinions out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And social media has given them that platform to have their opinion.
Yes.
And it sucks because they're not doing what you're doing. They're not doing the hard work and all the stuff that you're doing. You're opening doors. You're creating opportunity. You're actually plugging away, but yet they could just come on and say something stupid, and when you're like, okay, and you just try to ignore it, or you confront it. But at the end of the day, I just love the fact that you bring on the right people and you guys have a great conversation and stuff. And I love the fact, and he's live.
And he's live. And we have all those little trolls in there.
Yes.
When Tony started doing the podcast, well, I'll let him explain it. But all those little trolls, I used to get mad. But then afterwards, I'm like, that's the reason why the views are up there.
You know what? Okay, all the shit talkers are not on Facebook. They're not on Instagram. They're not on Twitter. They're all on YouTube. Because on YouTube, you could be Nostradamus. You could be Julio Iglesias.
Yeah, you could put whoever you want.
You could be
Yeah.
anybody you want. And at first, it used to somewhat bother me. Not really necessarily get under my skin, but I started to think it could be my fucking next door neighbor.
That's true.
Yeah.
Never thought of that. It's true.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to say nothing. So, but Blanca has been there since day one.
Nice.
She actually helped me get my first 100 on the live chat.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she was telling everybody, log in.
Wow.
But you know what? You need people like Blanca. And Blanca, since day one that I met her, she's kept it 100 with me. And that's how we connected because, you know what? I don't hang around with negative people, all positive people. You know what? I read a quote many years ago that said, sit with winners, the conversation is different.
That's right. No,
I
it's
love
true.
sitting with her. I love talking with her. And from day one, she's just been nothing but a blessing to me.
Nice, man. And that's why I asked her to be here too. I go, you're not a guest. I go, today you're gonna be with me, and we're gonna interview you and stuff because I knew that she knows you a lot more.
Yes.
And stuff. So I want to get everything out and stuff. But you are a DJ. That's where you started, right?
Correct.
What did you give? I know you've heard it. They've heard it so many times. But real quick, just a quick background of Tony A.
Man, that's a big one. But I will say this. I'll tell you when I knew I wanted to be a DJ. I was 11 years old. I just graduated in 6th grade, and I went to a nightclub with my brother in the city of Long Beach. At that time, that club had 3 different names, but at that time, it was called Noah's Ark. Later on, it turned into Infinity, and then it turned into Grand Central Station. I went when I was 11. He snuck me in. It was a 16 and over club, and I saw him blending, from song to song. Scratching wasn't really that popular just yet.
Right.
And at that moment, I knew that's what I wanted to be. I started doing noon dances in junior high school, like in 8th grade. Today, we call it middle school.
Right.
But I started doing noon dances, and then from there, I finally got a job. I got a paper route. I bought my used turntables. I started doing house parties, quinceañeras, weddings, whatever I could. I really helped a lot of mobile DJs in the 80s get their, if you will, get their business up, because a lot of them couldn't DJ.
But how'd you help them?
Okay, here it is. Say that you two are a mobile DJ. You guys have all the equipment, okay? I don't have anything but records and a turntable. You have the speakers, you guys have the band, you guys have the lights and everything. But none of you guys can really know how to DJ. You guys just had the money to, now you guys got gigs. Tony, you want to come with us? Sure. I would go with them for maybe about 6 months. Then all they would do is maybe buy me a meal and give me $50 at the end of the night. And they were making $500-600.
Dang.
And I started realizing that, and I was like, fuck, there's money in this.
Yeah.
But there's many groups like that I helped because they didn't have the talent to if you will, to blend, to keep the dance floor packed, if you will. But I was blessed at that. So after a while, I just stopped doing that. Unless you pay me what I want, I just stopped. So, and then I became somewhat of a battle DJ. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell. I can go deeper. But let me say this. No, that was blending with my brother, blending from song to song. When I, in 8th grade, one of my friends named Nathan Gale, rest in peace, he let me borrow a record, a 12-inch record. It was called Grandmaster Flash on the Wheels of Steel. And when I went home and I played it, I heard him scratching to Good Times from the Sheik. And I was blown. My life changed forever with that one record. Just recently, Dr. Dre won an award, and he said that his life changed when he heard that record.
Wow.
And it was the same one. I've never heard that story from him. But yesterday I interviewed Chris the Glove Taylor, another West Coast legend, and he said his life changed when he heard that record.
Wow. So you were on the right path.
Yes, I was on the right path. So
I love it, man. I mean, you have so much history, and that's the cool thing about it. How, because you did, okay, you consider yourself a Chicano?
yeah. Well, let me clarify that, please.
Go ahead, clarify.
Both of my parents son de Torreón, Coahuila, Mexico. Okay. My first, language was Spanish. I couldn't speak English at home. I'm one of 10 kids. I would say from me down, we were all born here. From, my sister up, they were all born in Mexico. Okay. So growing up, I got 2 parents that don't speak English.
Right.
So when people ask me, what are you? I'm using to keep it, I'm Mexican. I wasn't classified a Chicano until I got in my 40s. Then people were like, hey, you're a Chicano, huh? And I'm like, well, I'm Mexican. Oh, no, well, you got to be from Mexico. Bro, I don't give a shit, homie. I'm Mexican, bro. Just because I was born here. If I was born over there, I even had Mexicans from Mexico criticize me because I was tall. We're short. Oh, where were you born? Well, I was born over here. And they go, oh, no wonder. Like, how stupid is that, bro?
So there's no tall Mexicans in Mexico?
They're all tiny?
According to them, that's the way they acted. So,
Yeah.
My oldest brother is like 6'4". My dad is 6'2".
Wow,
he passed
shoot.
away already. But yeah, so I'm 6'3". Both of my sons are like at least 6 foot. So, and I'm thankful because girls like tall guys.
Yes, we do.
They like to look up. I'm like,
My baby daddy's 6'3".
yeah.
He's
yeah,
lucky
sure.
I'm shouting him out right now.
But man, no. But seriously, like the whole Mexican, Chicano, Latino, Hispanic, whatever one they would call us. Just don't call me Latinx. I don't want to ever be called
Yeah,
Latinx.
exactly.
Don't call me Latinx. But you were in the rap industry, but that was with High C and all those guys.
Yes.
So nowadays people are still doing that. Do you think it's a lot easier now to be able to get involved with the blacks and Mexicans now than it was before?
See that? Let me tell you why that's a tough one. Okay, because for me it wasn't tough then. It wasn't tough. you know, I grew up with a prejudiced father that didn't like blacks.
No, me too.
Okay, he didn't like blacks. He didn't like Asians. He didn't like white people. He didn't like anybody. But all my best friends were black.
Wow.
All of them. They all taught me something. I mean, I learned how to dance from a black man. I learned how to DJ from a black man. I learned how to produce from a black man. I learned how to film from a black man. So how can I, if you will, never acknowledge that?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I just wouldn't bring them around my house because I knew my father. Now, one good thing is that I believe God implemented this into my family, because one of my brothers married a white woman, and one of my brothers married a Filipino woman. One of my brothers married a Vietnamese woman. One of my brothers married a black woman.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you have all kinds of cultures.
Everything
in
that
family.
your dad didn't want.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And God brought it right in, bro.
Wow.
So you know what? And to me, that's a blessing. I got 5 black nephews and nieces, bro, and they don't look Mexican. You know, they're black. So when my mom was when they used to come visit my mom, we used to take them to the swap meet, and our own people used to look at us crazy because we had all these little black kids. But that's my family.
They're like, hey, man, what are you doing with these kids, man?
Yeah, pretty much. So for me, it was always easy. I get along with everyone, but it just so happened to be that whenever I worked in the music industry, it was just we're blacks. So I always had my own people call me out and say, you know, you're a in lover.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when are you gonna stop fucking with them and start fucking with us? And I'll tell them the truth. Well, they fucking pay me. You know, and when you find a Chicano that can fucking rap, then maybe I'll start fucking with you guys. And I would always be honest with everybody.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about in the 80s. The only time that I ever found a Chicano that could rap was Frost was already out, okay? And there was a guy named Esther Rich Rock from Spanish Fly from the Harbor area. So I'm gonna give a shout out to them. But I started working with him, and I was actually working with him before I ever worked with High C. So, but he joined the group, so now I was left with nobody. So I was just doing the mixtapes, and eventually I ended up meeting High C.
Nice. No, and then what's crazy is that last week we had a guest that he does a lot of filming, is Jeff Reyes. You had Jeff Reyes, Echoes World.
Yeah.
Echoes World on your show. And we were talking about it because a lot of people do, you know, they come and say, hey, man, support my film. But I even said, I don't mind supporting your film, but if you're not going to let me know that what do you call it? It's a project that you're letting people know. I forgot. There's a freaking word for it. I just forgot the word. But it's you're letting people know this is what I want to do. So it's not the quality it needs to be.
Right.
Because it's just letting people know. But people are saying, no, look at my project. I go, oh, it's my feature, it's my film, blah blah, this and this, and they don't put the effort that other big people do. So it's like we are not getting that recognition.
Right.
As other people because we're doing sloppy crap. You know what I mean?
You know what? Very, very true. Okay, I'll give an example. When Dr. Dre dropped the Chronic album, the first one, in 1992, okay? That was, by the way, that's the last conversation that I actually ever had with him. I asked him, how long did it take you to create that record? And there was a reason why I asked him that, because in an amount of 2 years, he created the first NWA, the first Eazy-E album, the Michelet album, the DOC album, the JJ Fat album, the Bubba Law album. Within about 2 years, about 7 records, and they all went multi-platinum, okay? So when he said it took me 1 year to do the Chronic album, I asked him why. And he said, because it had to be a hit. It couldn't be a miss. And today you have rappers, especially Chicano rappers. I did a song today, I have to release it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
and I'm like, why? Why? You're not even building up anticipation. You know, when I film a video or when I direct a video, and I've only done a few, I never do no behind the scenes shit. I never take pictures of where we're at, what we're filming. When it comes out, it comes out. Let's build anticipation. That's one thing we don't do anymore. I told one of my favorite rappers, independent rapper, I go, man, I love your album. Oh, I'm getting ready to drop another EP next week. I go, bro, you just dropped this album last week. I know, but I got to keep it pushing. And I told him, bro, let me fucking miss you for a little bit, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
I think that's what's happening. They're saturating the area so much that now I don't even want to see you anymore.
That's what it
So
is.
you burn yourself out. And it happens with not just artists, it happens with comedians and all these people where
Yes.
they saturate themselves because they're on their grind. They're on their
Right.
grind.
Yes.
And
yes.
so what happens is you saturate the whole area, and now you want to do like a bigger event with your name, but then no one wants to pay because they can see you next week for free.
For free.
Yeah.
And it's like $5 I can see over here. Or you want to charge me $20 over here? Ah, bro, I'll just wait for you. $5 over here, bro.
Absolutely, bro. Like, I'll give an example. There was a guy that I interviewed, let's just say 3 weeks ago, and he had just dropped his new single. So, I helped him promote it. Cool, no problem. And by the way, I don't charge for no interviews. There was a guy going around saying that I was charging for interviews. I've never charged anybody.
We don't have to pay him? Good.
Yeah, I never charged anybody, for an interview. So what happened was, about 3 weeks ago, I interviewed him. We pushed him hard. So like 3 weeks later, he hits me up and he just tells me, hey, man, I'm dropping a new single. I need to come back. And I said, no, you're not.
Wow.
And he said, well, why not? And I said, bro, slow down, bro. Give it about 6 months and then I'll bring you back. Well, but the single's hot. Everybody's, I don't care what everybody's telling you, bro. I don't care what everybody's telling you. A week later, that single died. Everybody thinks they got the next summer anthem.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that. But you know what? It's not us that make the hits. It's the people that tell us that song's the fucking hit right there.
That's right.
It's the people. So whenever you talk to like Frost about La Raza, whenever you talk to, any rapper that has that one hitter quitter, that big song,
Yeah.
you ask them, did you know what you were creating when you were in the studio? If they say yes, they're fucking lying. Because they didn't know. They'll just say, we didn't know. I had DJ Yella from NWA in my studio. I've had, who else from there? Lonzo from the Wrecking Crew. I had so many other legends there. Did you guys know what you guys were creating there? Did you guys know that your music was going to change the world? No. We were just, like Yella said, 5 brothers in the studio creating music.
Woo. Man, but what we're doing, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, man, we got Tony A in the studio along with Sky Presents. We got Blanca. We'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying the show. Just real quick plug. Look, make sure you guys call Black Widow Investigations. If you get in trouble, criminal law, family law, divorce, I'm talking you want to get your kids back, a DUI, look, call Black Widow Investigations. When other law firms tell you, you know what, there's no chance, hey, you call Black Widow Investigations. They will make sure that they take care of you. All right? Let them know JR and the crew sent you. What's up, everybody? We are back, man, and we got Sky Presents, Blanca in the studio, looking all pretty and stuff. And then, of course, we got DJ Tony A and the Wizard. Rhodium Radio. Dude, I thank you for coming on, man.
Oh, you're welcome.
Back in the day, I when I was starting this, I literally Googled like podcasters,
Right.
Yours popped up. Yours was one of the ones that popped up. American Cholo popped up. And a couple other people, and that's where I started to watch and follow. And honestly, man, just you going live, because we talked about it a little bit, you going live, that's brave because you can't filter what people are going to say live. It is, thank God we're pre-recorded. But live, you're live, man.
Yeah.
So did you just jump into live right away? Or was it pre-recorded and then you tried live? Or
Never pre-recorded. Okay.
Wow.
Here's the thing with me. I've always been one to go against the grain. I don't care if I walk against the grain by myself, but I will do it. I'm not going to go left because everybody's going. I'm going to find out why nobody's going right. So what happened was this. When I filmed my first, the Rhodium mixtape docu-mixery in honor of my manager who passed away, Steve Yano, rest in peace, I went ahead and dropped it. Well, I was about to drop it. We had a date November 4th, 2019, and we set a date for the podcast. But before we set the date, I was literally begging people to interview me. I was literally begging people. Let's just say I saw you live on Instagram. I was new to social media. I wasn't on social media from 2002 to 2017. So when I acquainted myself with Instagram, I saw people going live, and I asked my son, "What's that?" "Oh, they're going live." So I clicked on it, and so I told that dude, "Hey, man, would you interview me? What do you want to talk about?" "Oh, my documentary," because I didn't know how to promote it. You know. I mean, my old ways of thinking, do I contact radio? Do I buy an ad in a magazine? Do I put it in a newspaper? I didn't know.
That's old school advertisement, yeah.
So another guy saw, I do podcasts on all platforms, and I hit him up. Hey, man, so from January to I want to say maybe August, I did about 60 interviews.
Damn.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if anybody even heard them. Now, I won't mention their names, but when I thought I've arrived, I went to these guys' podcasts, and everybody was telling me, these guys are on top of the world. All right, cool. They accepted my interview. They said they were only going to give you a 10-minute interview. Everybody else was giving me an hour. You know, so I said, okay. They had the YouTube page up. They had the Twitch page up. I didn't know what Twitch was. When I looked at how many people were watching, on YouTube, they only had 9 views, and on Twitch, they only had 6 people watching. So I'm thinking, fuck, what am I doing?
And they're only giving you 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay? So and then I started calling up all these podcasters. Hey, man, how are the views looking? Oh, it's only audio. Oh, okay. So out of 60 interviews that I did, I'll say maybe 1 or 2 were literally live, you know?
Wow.
So on the last one I did, he's the one that actually gave me the idea. We went live, and it was such an elaborate setup in his garage. I thought it was so fucking dope. But when I said, how many people watching? Like, how many viewers do you watch? And he said, well, it's not about the viewers. And I was like, bro, I said, I'll tell you what. I said, I'll tell you what. Let's all of us here just log in. At least it looks like there's 9 of us watching.
Yeah.
So we did that. And after that, I told my team, I said, you know what, fuck it. We're just going to go live. I got a little bit of money. Let's just, September 11th, 2019. I don't know why it was September 11th. But I said,
That's my son's birthday.
yeah. I said, we're just going to go fucking live. I didn't know anything about going live, about a podcast. I found something that was selling a table on Facebook. I drove all the way to fucking South Central. It was outside. It was beat up. They were rolling up weed and drinking Modelos on it, you know. It was at a blood neighborhood.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
So when I picked it up, the legs fell off. And I was like, man, fuck this table, bro. We had 1 day to go before we went live, and I couldn't find a table.
Uh-huh.
So the guy said, man, just take it, big dog. That's what he said. So I told my boy, let's just take it. We went home, we cleaned it up, we drilled those legs back in, we threw that motherfucker in, and then he said, okay, everything looks cool except the table's too plain. I got toys because I'm a collector. I collect shit. So I just threw a bunch of shit and I said, ta-da.
And it looks good, too. I've seen it, yeah.
So then, JR, you know the joke that I said about friends? It's his collectibles.
So we
Those are his
just
friends.
we just went ahead and did it. And I remember Blanca was there from the very beginning. She helped me promote my podcast. And believe me, when I say those guys that interviewed me beforehand, when they found out I was going live, they all called me and told me, don't go live, don't do it. All of them did. And that's what encouraged me to do it. And it's funny because when it started really taking off, I remember within a couple of months, when I say a couple of months, like maybe 2.5, I went from 238 subscribers to 10K, like immediately. It shocked me so bad that it almost like scared me. I'm like, bro, I think this fucking YouTube is broke. And they're like, why? It's going too fast.
It's growing real fast, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's no way. In less than a year, I like 25K.
Wow.
You know, and then here's the crazy part, okay? A lot of people don't know this. The guy running my show goes, you qualify for monetization. And I said, what's that?
Because you're just learning everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, what's that? And he said,
Wow.
well, they pay you. Why? So he had to break it down to me. And I was like, for reals? Like,
He's like, hey, I get paid? Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, all right. So, but I think what made me different was that number one, I went against the grain. Number two, I was just me. I was just me. And when people ask me, what do you think the secret is? Why do you think people tune in to watch you? The best answer that I can give, because there is no formula. If people like you, they'll tune in.
That's right. That's right.
If people like you, they'll tune in. But I think they like the live thing. You know what I'm saying?
They like the live thing. They like you because I asked somebody one time. I'll say it, his name's Tattoo. He used to be from Power 106 with Big Boy Tattoo.
Yeah.
Me and him are good friends, and I told him, hey, I want to talk to you because I'm gonna start a podcast. I want to pick your brain. So we met up. We're having dinner and stuff. And I said, hey man, so what's gonna make me different, man? What's gonna make me stand out? I'm gonna do a podcast. He goes, you. I go,
you.
me? He goes, yeah. I can't tell you how to be you. He goes, all I can tell you is my experience. But if they don't love you, they don't love you. That's it. They gotta fall in love with you, bro.
Yeah.
I could tell you what mics to use, but other than that, you gotta perform, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, thanks. Like that, but he was being like what you just said right
Yeah.
now. They have to like you. And I have another friend. He comes and he checks us out once in a while, and he says you could have all this great setup, but if you have sucky content, no one's gonna watch. No one's gonna watch. So that's where I'm at right now at this point is creating the good content, getting the guests like yourself on here that have substance, things that you've been through a lot, you're doing a lot and stuff, and that's what I love. I love the good stories.
And also for the community, because Tony, he helps a lot of artists. So
Yeah, I
he
can see that
doesn't.
now.
He brings in upcoming artists. He brings in old school artists. He brings in icons like himself, because you are an icon.
Thank you.
He's been in the industry for so long. A lot of people they love him, the straight out. Bringing these newcomers too, putting them on check sometimes, but also giving them those lessons that they need to know in order for them to survive in this industry.
Well, that's good, man. I introduced myself to you. I don't know if you remember. It was at the...
Yeah, to live in L.A.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I literally walked up
remembers.
to him.
He
Well, you told
remembers.
him, that's why.
No.
I remember. I was standing right outside my door. I knew when you walked up to
Oh,
me.
that's him. I'm JR. And he's all, hey. And I go, nice to meet you, bro. I'm with JR on the crew. He's like, okay. And he's like, all right, bye. Walked away.
Now, let me say something about that, okay?
He's gonna tell you.
Wait.
Okay, but I need to say something because when
No.
I got out of the music industry in 2002, okay, I got a job in working at Rouse Distribution Center in the city of Compton, okay? I was able to get a good union job. Only in 2006, I came back because DJ Quick calls me up and he wanted me to DJ for him when him and AMG had an album, a group called The Fixers. They had a song called Can You Work With That? So they wanted me to DJ for them. So I kind of took a leave of absence from my job. So I went back on the road with them for 1 year. That was when Jeezy and the whole crunk thing was popping, okay? So after that 1 year, I just got out and I said, I'm just done with this shit. So I went back to work. From 2006 to 2017, I just didn't listen to music, bro, at all. I just didn't. I went back. If I listen to music, I'll put on some headphones, listen to some old new wave, some freestyle, possibly some oldies, some ska music, anything but rap.
Right.
So when I started podcasting, these guys that had 80,000, you never heard of me? No, I never heard of you. Well, I came out in 2015. I'm an OG in this game. And I was like, you're not an OG, bro. I would give it to him from the gut. I took a break from 2002 to 2017. I always tell people, if you came out during that time, most likely I never heard of you. So being absent from the game, reintroducing myself, a lot of people would say shit like, who in the hell is this guy? Who in the fuck is this guy? So I would tell them, look, antes de hablar es bueno pensar. It's better for you to go do your fucking homework on me before you open your fucking mouth. Because I will call you on your shit. Now, let me say this. You get haters online, but I guarantee, bro, I give you my word, I've never met a hater in person.
Yep.
It's always been all love. And I go places by myself. I drove here by myself. Every other podcast that I've been a guest in, I've went by myself. So if anybody has any opportunity that wants to say something to me and they really want to get off the chest, I'm not calling anybody out. But let's at least handle it like men and at least say it to me.
No, I always say that. I said the best way to talk to people is in person. I don't like to do it through text or I say all the time in a business, I go, no, I'm going to go in person. I want to talk to them in person because people get huff and puff over the phone, through the internet. Bro. They just get huff and puff. And it's like, no, face to face, man. We can talk
face, bro.
Face to face, man.
Yeah. I've sent dudes my address, my phone number. Look, bro, I'm going to be at the gym at 12 o'clock. Just come. I had one guy actually meet me at the gym, but we'll get into that later on. He apologized.
Oh, yeah.
No, but that's cool, man, because, me getting into the game in this, and I love hearing you right now and stuff because me getting into this, I am new. But people feel that I'm not new to the entertainment industry, though.
Okay.
Like you've done so much. But now you're doing the podcast, but you've done so much. So people are like, you said, oh, who is this guy? Who he just jumped in? Yeah, I've been in the industry for a long time doing movies, doing background work, all the stuff that I've done for years. Yeah, I'm going to admit, I did just jump into it, but I've done so much entertainment stuff. That's why I know certain people and I connect with people and stuff. Because they're like, oh, how'd you get this person on your show? How'd you get that person? It's through connections and stuff and people I've met, And like you how does Tony get these people on the show? Because you've put in work. You've done your work, man.
A lot of these guys shoot me their number because I've known them for so long. Hey, man, you want to come through? Sure. I got legends, and I never mention ahead of time who I'm bringing on the show because you have cock-blocking ass podcasters that will try to get a hold of them before they appear on your show.
Dude, okay, I'm going to tell you, don't stop. Because people were coming on my show, and then I would see they were booked on yours, and now they're my boys, Street Scholars, and all of a sudden I'll be like, nope, can't come on my show, that's it. Because they found, I don't know, it just all of a sudden they were coming on my show and now they're on Rhodium and Street Scars like, what the And then they'll get mad. I was like, no, cancel on them. Cancel. That's it. Because they're doing a tour. They're coming. I go, no, cancel. I'll get them. I'll get them in 3 months, 3 months. I'll get them again. So exactly what you said. Yeah.
One time I did the biggest mistake. I let out when I was first starting the month of all my guests, and one guy never done an interview. As a matter of fact, if I've done 300 episodes, I would say about 250 was the first time ever being interviewed, and it was on Rhodium Radio Live.
Wow.
Okay. But this one guy never did an interview, and he's an old school head, and he said, hey, man, it's funny you put out my name out there, and I won't be there for 3 weeks, and this dude already hit me up, and I knew those guys. And they saw my shit. This guy had been non-existent, but so now I'm bringing them on.
Yep.
And one guy actually even said, hey, man, before you go on 28, can you do mine?
Dang.
And it's messed up because that happens to me too. Like now I'm going to have to be careful with my events and my shows. And it's not me being a hater, but I'm making it so easy for these people to get my artists or the artist I book, and I'm making it so easy. So now I'm going to have my artist, and it's not hating on anyone, but I'm going to have them with security the way that they should be, away from the crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not okay.
No, it's not okay. People are waiting for the opportunity to just move right in, and that's not cool.
That's all it is. You know, let me say this, okay? Again, when I first started this podcast, I didn't know of any podcasters out there. I didn't. Somebody had mentioned, this podcast over here, and I was like, okay. And when I say I didn't know any podcast, I'm talking about live, that we're going live, okay? Somebody told me only about one. So, I never saw him as competition. My thing is this, that the moment that I start feeling that I'm competing against somebody, it's a wrap for me. Because it didn't start like that. I started this with not knowing where it was going to go. And I only had maybe a 6 months plan to promote the documentary, give people an opportunity to shine light on them, on what they're doing, and then it's a wrap. I'm gonna go back to work. That was what my plan was. So if this whole podcast went into work, I'll still be in Compton, working at 3 o'clock in the morning, picking up trash, working sanitation, bro. Making a nickel over $30 an hour, bro. For a good union, give a shout out to my union, Teamsters Local 572.
Hey.
And yeah, bro. So you know what? I would have been there, and nobody would have ever heard of me again, and I would have been fine with that. But yeah.
Hey, no, man.
But your documentary, sorry to interrupt you. His documentary, it was fucking dope.
Now I'm gonna have to watch it.
And everybody was supporting him. Everyone was, well, maybe not everybody, because you got, like I said, the haters, but everybody that needed to support him was there to support him. And because of that documentary, it blew up.
But we're gonna take another quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about, because I went to your page recently and stuff, and the numbers were kind of low and stuff, and I was like, what's going on? But I know something happened not too long ago, and like we said, people start talking crap. They don't get the facts down right and stuff. And even when a couple people found out that I was having you, wanted to speak their mind, but I'm not like that. I don't get swayed easily. I like to, meet people myself.
Well, whoever those people were, they could DM me.
Yeah, no problem. We'll be right back. DM him.
DM him.
Hi, I'm Norman Carter from the Delphonics Experience. Catch us every Wednesday at 9 a.m. with JR and the crew. It's a great show. Don't miss it.
All right, everybody, we're back, man, and we got Tony A. And I wanted to talk to you because, when I mentioned before we went on break right now, there was some stuff that was said about you, and some of the stuff that you went through, and
right.
Blanca was sharing with me as well. But, I'm a strong believer that in our court system, I share with her this, is that, you're innocent till proven guilty.
Yes.
That's how it's supposed to be. You're innocent till proven guilty. But when there's accusations, all of a sudden you're guilty, and you need to prove your innocence. And that's the part I hate the most when it comes to certain, crying wolf in a sense. You know what I mean? The law doesn't apply anymore. You're innocent to prove guilty. Now you're guilty, and it's happened to a couple of my friends where they've had to literally fight for their what would you call it? Like not reputation, but their innocence. They had to fight for their innocence. After they got proven innocent, they still had to go do courses of abuse and all this stuff. They're like, wait, I was innocent. Yeah, but you have kids, so you still have to do it. And it was like, what? So it's amazing. It's amazing. But real quick, man, I
The
heard
hardest part of this industry.
the hardest part of this industry. Yeah, there's a lot of groupies, and when there's a lot of groupies or a lot of people, they love the person in charge. They love the excitement, and sometimes things happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? And hey, things happen and stuff. But then somebody wants to say something. They want to start spreading rumors about people. But it's not cool because then it messes up the reputation.
Right.
And so
I
don't know how to ask.
Okay, you want me to give it to you in a nutshell?
Give it
or-
to me in a nutshell, man.
Okay. Let me see. Where do I start? I met this person at a car show. And by the way, I'm going to say her name because I think everybody should know and be aware of this person. Her name is Sandra Avila, and she goes by Sandy Pants on Instagram. Okay. I met her at a car show. I didn't know who in the hell she was. And she just came up to me and said, hey, you know what? Your manager said that you were looking for an interview and I work for Dash Radio. I didn't know who she was. And I said, who's my manager? Because I don't have a manager. So I think that she just kind of just singled me out, might have saw me on Instagram, might have found out that who I was or what I was directing at the time.
Yeah.
So she told me she was Kid Frost's girlfriend. So I had already asked Kid Frost to come on my podcast. So he said, she's a podcaster too, do her interview. And, eventually I'll end up doing yours. So I drove up, I forgot where it was, but I did her interview. So, and then I invited her to mine. Just come through, check it out, and eventually Frost will come through.
Yeah.
And by the way, Frost still hasn't came through yet. And it's been 3 years. So
Now
So-
he's calling you out, Frost.
yeah, so what happened was, so she came maybe within a span of 7 months, maybe 6 or 7 times. I want to say one of the first times she was there was Ernie G was there, and she met her. Her last time was May 10th of 2020 when Central Coast Click, DJ Dominator, Rebel were there. After that, I just told her that she can no longer come anymore. Again, I'll give it to you in a nutshell simply because a lot of people told me there's a lot of red flags with this person. I don't surround myself with negative people. The only time that I ever actually spoke to this person was after the show. She would hang around maybe 20, 30 minutes and then talk to her, chop it up, like the way I would with everybody.
Right.
Sometimes there would be a room crowded full of people like this.
A lot of us.
So when she told me, well, how come I can't come over no more? And I said, you know what? I just want to avoid the drama. So she didn't like it. After that, she started texting me and started threatening me. Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to expose you. You're fucking fake. You're fucking this. And I was like, fuck, I was fake and you were coming this whole time? Okay. So I didn't hear about her like for almost a whole year, bro. Like literally almost a whole year. And I knew she had already been in multiple relationships, okay, from what people were telling me. So almost a whole year later, somebody calls me and tells me, hey, bro, remember that girl, Sandy Pants? And I was like, yeah. She's dropping a video on you. Yeah, that was my look.
Yep.
And I said, a video? I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Yeah, she's dropping a video on you. Okay, cool. They send it to me. And I'll be honest with you, I was like, I'm not going to watch it. What does it say? It's saying that you sexually assaulted her.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, this is just clout. It's going to go over. Ain't nobody going to hear about this.
Right.
No, everybody kept sending it to me, bro. Everybody kept sending it to me. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I didn't see you for a whole year. And then all of a sudden this video drops. Now, for everybody out there watching, I encourage you guys to go look at her black and white 17-minute video. I encourage you because this is what she said. That a year later, after the fact that supposedly this incident happened, she got a mysterious call. And in court, she said she ratted out those 2 girls that she claimed told her. So a girl named Miss Lovely and a girl named Wicked Baby Doll. Okay.
Wow.
And she said, oh, yeah, they called me and told me that there's a video going around. Oh, man, this thing pisses me off, bro. But there's a video going around that that this person did this to you. And so off of that so-called mysterious phone call, she went ahead and went to YouTube. She didn't go to the police. I've never been arrested. I've never been talked to by the police. I've never been by anybody. Just YouTube, okay? And
You could say who she started going on YouTube with, too. A
Right.
person you helped.
right, yeah. But like I said, bro, my thing was this. So this mysterious phone call she got, She went ahead and did this video. And in court, they asked her, did you ever see the video? No. Did you ever ask for a copy of the video? No. Did those girls see the video? Yeah. What was in the video? Oh, I was being passed around, but it just wasn't me. It was me, my son, my whole team. So you would think, if that's true, send me the video. Use it in court and put me away, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Did she ever do that? No.
No.
Nothing. So according to everyone, I was just guilty because of a YouTube video. So what I had to do, I had to get an attorney, and because she wouldn't stop, just constantly posting about me. And
But why do
believe
you
me,
feel that she just wanted to attack you so much?
Well, you said you wanted the story in a nutshell.
Oh, okay.
so-
Sorry. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, don't do a whole nutshell. Give a little bit of details. Yeah.
Okay. The whole time that she was coming, she wanted to expose her ex-boyfriend, Kid Frost. She wanted to use my platform because she saw it as an up-and-coming platform. She wanted to expose him with the same allegations that she had on me, with the very same thing. And Kirk, if you're watching, Kirk's Kid Frost's manager, I've already gone through the whole thing. I said, Frost doesn't even know that I pretty much saved him, because any other dude would have probably interviewed her and allowed her to spill those fucking beans.
Yeah, for ratings.
Yeah. I've known Frost for years, and I'm not going to allow some hood rat to come in there and destroy what this man has created for himself.
Yep.
So when I didn't let her do that, she wanted to interview me. She was like, well, let me interview you. She just wanted to be in the mix somehow. So when I didn't give her that platform, I just believed, like, fuck it, I'm not going to waste these allegations. I might as well just put them on you. But what got me was that it was like almost a whole year that I hadn't even heard from this person. And for her to come out and say, that I did this to her, what really, really enraged me was because, you know what? I have love for women. I have love for children. I believe that our women and our children need to be protected. And I've always said this through my podcast. If you ever want to get God really angry, mistreat women and children. And I told her that before, and that's where she attacked me. So whenever I speak, my voice no longer holds any credibility.
Right.
So I had to take her to court. Now, I do want to say this, because I didn't say that. I only went public with this one time. But I got to say this. After 2 failed restraining orders, she tried to get 2 restraining orders on me, judge threw them out. Okay. After 2 small claims courts, the judge threw them out. And after 1 failed appearance on Judge Judy.
Yep.
Okay.
She wanted to make money off of Judge Judy.
They called me and told me, you know what?
Oh my God.
Yeah, the winner gets $5,000. The participant gets $1,000. And I said, you know what? Take my fucking name off of your fucking list. Okay, so I have all the paperwork. So if anybody doesn't believe me, all you got to do is DM me, and I'll send you everything.
Right.
I'll even send you the website, and I'll send you the case number where you could look up all the fucking paperwork. Okay, so we went to court, and finally, me and my son were acquitted, and she was found guilty of defamation. And for those of you guys who don't know what defamation is, I'll give you an example. When somebody makes up a story, a lie about someone. And my attorney proves that was a lie, and her attorney cannot prove that she's telling the truth, you're found guilty of lying.
Yeah, defamation of character.
Yes. So she was found guilty by unanimously of the 12 jurors.
Wow.
And one thing I do want to say this trial was just supposed to be a bench trial. Now let me explain that. A bench trial is, I go with my evidence to the judge, she goes with her evidence to the judge, and he makes a decision. She paid for a jury
That's crazy.
because she thought she would be able to persuade these jurors with these lies. Like she persuades people on YouTube, the way she persuades people on Instagram. No.
And the worst part is, and I'm going to give my opinion to this, because throughout the whole time that he's going through all this, going to the to the courts, she's over there, because I take it very serious. These allegations are very serious, and that's the type of person. And when I talked to Tony, I said, Tony, just talk to me the way that things are, and I'll have your back 120%, right? Because she named so many other names on here. We're not talking about only Tony. Yeah. She named people that I know, people that had nothing to do with it, Just
to name them.
But what got me even more mad is Same thing that you just say, people who cry wolf. Because the people like this is the reason why they don't believe us women when things do happen to us.
Right.
And she was making it a whole sequel on her page. Stay tuned for the next. Tomorrow I'll have more news about what happened to me. Oh, stay tuned for the next.
Wow. So it seemed like for her, it was just a joke.
A joke.
It
a
was
joke.
a joke.
Let me get the ratings. Let me get my numbers up, my views up. Wow.
No,
man.
that's exactly. You know what? And let me tell you something.
That's what's scary, dude.
Yeah. What found her guilty was everything she posted. I had everything screenshotted, and the judge allowed it all in as evidence. And like she would post stuff like, whenever I'm feeling down, I just think of all the guys that I've ever pulled. Since when does a survivor talk like that?
Yeah.
You know, the same thumb that your boyfriend texts you with was the same thumb that was up my butt. What type of survivor posts stuff like this? So anyone who actually wants to get a laugh, DM me and I'll send them all to you, because it was already used as evidence. So
but how is it? I mean, I don't mean to cut you off, sorry, but how has it been now? Because it feels like now, for a minute I did see you kind of like you're off, and now you're back on and stuff. Did it really affect you though? Has it affect you, or are you moving forward?
I'm gonna tell you why.
I look at you right now as the victim, bro.
No. Well, look. Let me tell you why it really pissed me off. Was because all I tried to do was help this person, because she had a podcast that nobody was watching. I interviewed her. I believe it's an interview, episode 5. If you go all the way to the end, she's on there, and I'm telling people to subscribe. I brought in other podcasters that are doing very, very well, because I reached out to them and I said, anything I can do for you, here's my number, and I brought them on. Okay, I was doing the same thing for her. The only thing, JR, that I'm guilty was that I was kind to her. And so many women that had my back, because my main supporters were women, because they know me. And believe me, they were like, oh, bro, you know, I can't wait to get that bitch. And I said, no, just leave it. Just leave it, because I truly believe that whatever you sow, you shall reap. If you plant good seed, good fruit will flourish.
Yes.
If you plant bad seed, you're going to have to eat of that sooner or later.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that this person can release that much negativity to the world and believe that it's never going to come back to her. So that's why I don't mind saying her name, because I won. You know, I won. And you know what? When I walked out of there, I still felt like I was still angry, because I didn't deserve this. No. I didn't deserve this. And I never logged off on my Instagram. I never logged off on Facebook. I never turned on YouTube, and I was still going live. A guilty man doesn't do that. A guilty man will run.
Yeah,
you know?
no. Yeah.
So, you know, as a matter of fact, Donald Trump fled the country. So I don't know if you heard that.
He fled the country.
Yes.
No way.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Damn.
But no, but my
That's
thing,
how
though, I feel bad because, not feel bad. I don't know, not feel bad. I just feel like you've been exonerated. You're doing your thing. You're still pushing. But it just sucks because
people are still talking shit.
people will still believe. Even though, I might say I don't even know who she is, so I'm not even picking on her. I don't even care who you are. But people are like that. They'll still believe the story regardless because they feel something towards you anyways. So they just gave them ammo now to just feel that way.
But
towards
it wasn't only that. Let me tell you, other people were already spreading rumors about the other people that she named.
Yeah.
In
my
there.
God.
So they were already sending messages to people that I know of a person that's really close to me and already accusing that person of being the sexual offender too. And it's like, whoa, do you have an actual reason for that?
Right.
That's a big allegation, and that person takes care of you, and you're going to talk about that person
crazy,
like that?
man.
And I
Yeah.
stopped that person.
Yeah.
I stopped them, and I stopped them talking shit about him. When you know all the facts, then open your mouth.
No, open your mouth. Do you do anything different now to protect yourself, or do you just?
No, I don't, because you know what? An innocent man has nothing to hide, bro. I still go places
right.
by myself. I still go to events by myself. You know what? Never one time has one person ever came up to me and said, hey, man, why did you do? Not one time.
Yeah.
It's always love, bro. It's always love. And that's because people that know me, know me. None of my friends ever, like, questioned me. As a matter of fact, they're like, bro, what's up with this crazy bitch? And I was like, I don't know. Bobby D calls me. And he said, what's up with this person? And I said, let me give it to you in a nutshell. He goes, oh, bro, you ever need anything, I got your back. And that was it. That was it. So the people that know me, know me.
That's right.
It's people that are like her, that like, oh my God, he did it. What, on the story? On the story that somebody called you and told you a year later that this happened to you, and you had no proof, you had no evidence, but just a phone call. Okay, and then they drop another nugget. I've only known this person 4 months, and she had already put me on her will. Okay, and once again,
Wow.
look at bro. If you got my number. If whatever you need, I will show it to you. Anybody that wants to see any of this stuff, because it's really a joke.
No, it sounds like it is. It really does. I mean, just give me beyond anything, but and you've been exonerated. That's just the key thing. That's the key fact. That's
Right.
a fact. That's a fact. So people need to stop at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You need to stop and stop hating. Period. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
People, I look at it as people just hating on your success, man.
I agree
Because,
with that.
like I said, when I googled people when I first came into the game, your podcast popped up. So people are hating on the game. I never even hated on you. Actually, what I did is I took you, Gil, Street Scholars, and I said, as a friendly competition, I said my goal is to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But not to compete, but just to be better. But in some way, I was going to network with you guys.
Right.
And now I am networking with G Money and Rocky. And now I met Gil. And now I met you. And it's like
Right.
the guys that I have actually put you, what would you call it? My bar.
Yeah.
You guys were my bar.
Yeah.
And now I want, God willing, to it's not anything bad towards you, but
Right,
I
right.
want to exceed, dude.
And I encourage you, and I hope
Yeah.
you surpass whatever we started. Whatever we were a part of from the very beginning. I want to encourage everybody else to surpass us. Look at the crabs in a bucket mentality.
Oh,
All the crabs think that there's only one seat up there.
yeah, there's many seats.
There's many seats. There's 3 seats right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we should do because we gotta talk after, bro. Because there's a thing that we're trying to format, we're trying to beat, and we have to just all just.
But you wanted to also know, Tony, why is it that your follows on Instagram are low?
Okay, since I started on Instagram, this is my 7th page on Instagram.
7th?
My 7th page. Okay,
Dang.
every time I hit 10K, 12K, 13K, I never had a page longer than a year. I've never. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's all due to this person. And I'm going to tell you why. When one day she was over there and she was constantly on her phone, and I saw her because we used to take breaks. Now we don't take breaks on the podcast. So one day I saw her and I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Oh, I'm getting this person's page deleted." And I said, "How do you do that?" "Oh, on multiple accounts. You go to their pictures and you put what is it? Nudity, sexual harassment, suicide. You just hit all of them for multiple pages, and eventually she said, since Instagram's an algorithm, it'll just shut your page off.
Damn.
So I knew when my pages would be, because they didn't start being deleted until after she left. So I knew it was her, and then eventually people sent me screenshots that she would post, laughing at me like shit like that. But whatever. I mean, it's not
That
gonna
sucks,
stop,
man.
bro.
That sucks.
But
and it's
that's-
just sad that they could do something like that because that happened to another guy, a good guy, Concrete. For a while there, he was getting like told that we're gonna shut you down, because somebody was just reporting saying his stuff was vulgar and stuff, and he was even going on like, guys, please stop hating on me. You're gonna get me shut down here,
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
because they could easily do that, and it's just
7th
sad.
page, bro. You know,
7
so many,
freaking pages.
so many
I pray to
contacts.
God. Yeah.
So many contacts, so many numbers, so many people, bro. I had bookings and I lost them all.
Oh my god.
You know, because I had all those numbers on there, and they couldn't reach me. I couldn't reach them, and they had given me deposits.
Oh.
So eventually, I would tell my son, "Mijo, I know I sent you that page. Can you contact them? Give them my number." That's how I was able to fix things. You know, but that's what I do now. Now, whenever I like my son, I say, "Mijo, this guy just booked me. I'll send you the page. Keep it in case something happens to mine."
Yeah.
But yeah, this is my 7th page, bro.
Yep.
But
So-
my last question with you, man, is you've been doing this for a while. You know, what I mean, literally, I mean, you probably sit on your own podcast and stuff, but what is your ultimate goal with this whole Rhodium? What do you want to do? You want to do like a whole documentary about your life? You want to do something else? I mean, what's the final?
No, you know what? If I can walk away from podcasting, I would. I really want to just do filming. Because I know that I have an eye for filming. And for me, it doesn't even really matter what kind of cameras I use, because if you look at my documentary, the one I released, I had 2 guys filming, and I didn't know what kind of cameras they were using. I'm being honest with you. I didn't.
Oh, no, yeah, it's good.
It took us a year to film, and it took us a year to edit. And I sat right next to the guy using Final Cut Pro. I was telling him the transitions. I was telling him the overlays. I was telling him what to do. And I sat there and did it.
Wow.
And then he goes, "Man, we actually did it with these type of cameras." And I said, What are you talking about? You keep saying these type of cameras, bro. I said, what kind of camera? He goes, well, this one's not for this. And I was like, but it worked.
Yeah.
So for me, I've always said that eventually, and I'm going to say this again, and I said it when I was on American Cholo, eventually I will just disappear. I don't want to be in this industry forever. I will just disappear. No more social media, no more YouTube, no nothing. I'll leave Rodeo Radio up there because to me that's like a hip-hop historical museum. People have documented their stories on there.
That's right.
So I'm going to leave it up there for the next generation. But, because I just turned 55, bro.
Oh, shoot.
So for me, I don't know how much longer I have, bro. So, and I have 4 grandbabies, so I want to spend it with my family. So eventually, it will be a wrap, and I'm not going to announce it. I'm leaving tomorrow, guys. You guys just won't see me.
Dang.
That's my goal.
Damn.
Dang,
Well, I'll
well,
see him. I'll
yeah.
make sure of that.
Well, hopefully we start hanging out too, man. I definitely want to start hanging out. I definitely want to go check out your podcast and stuff. I don't need to be on it. I don't even like to be interviewed, so I like this. A couple people have asked me to be interviewed. I say no. Cause
Let me end with one thing, okay? Because you asked me earlier, how do you still feel about this, about the whole situation? My thing was, I guess what still gets me somewhat upset at times, it really gets under my skin, is how some people were quick to judge on a 17 black and white minute video on YouTube and walked away from me.
Wow.
Canceled interviews, didn't want anything to do with me, all through social media stuff. Unfollowed me, started posting about me. There was maybe 2 or 3 guys that came at me on Instagram and like, I'm going to get you, and I gave them my number.
Wow.
Call me, let's meet somewhere.
yeah.
So I just want to share this one last thing. This one woman came up to me, and she came with the individual that I was interviewing. And I gave her something to drink. I walked her in my house. I introduced her to my grandbabies, and I walked her out. After the interview, she comes up to me and tells me, I want to apologize to you. And I said, why? What was that? She said, because I was Sandy's friend. She goes, and she never wanted me to meet you. And I said, why? She said, because she painted such a horrible picture of you, like you were this one monster. And now that I meet you and I see the way you treat me, I know it was all a lie, and this is why she never wanted me to meet you.
Wow.
And I said,
Wow.
you don't need to apologize. She actually reached out to me when I was going to court, and she said, if you need a declaration for me to sign, I'll sign it, because she broke up my marriage.
Wow.
Yeah, she goes, she cheated with my husband.
Oh my God.
So
It's crazy.
I would have been there for him too at the court.
Yeah.
yeah. So I had to say these things, bro, because you know what? Just people are still going to make up their mind, but they know where they can reach me if they have anything they want to say. So
Well, hey, man, they can reach you at Rhodium Radio, bro. Right there, man.
Rhodium.
rodrigo@gmail.com.
Yeah, hell yeah, man, because I'm going to be watching more as well and stuff, man. But no, thank you so much, man, for coming on. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for the invitation.
No, thank you, man. I mean, seriously, I know you're a busy guy and stuff. And, dude, I mean, you're doing your thing. You're great on the mic. You're great with your interviews. You have great questions. I even watch and listen to the type of questions you ask your guests, because those are very important.
And I made them all up, bro. I didn't know how.
And he'll call out anyone.
And you call out anyone.
Even Be Real, and then he came to the show. Shout out to Be Real.
No, but you're doing a great job, man. You're doing a great job over
Thank
there,
you.
and I really appreciate you, man. And yeah, if you ever need my help with anything as well, hey, man, I'll promote your stuff. I'm all about. I just want to be that show that promotes other people, man. Literally, that promotes the good stuff in LA. So that's the bottom line with what we're doing and stuff. But any last words? Because we gotta get going though. But any last words? Anything?
I want to thank you, and I want to thank Blanca, and I want to thank all my day ones. Salvi Mommy, I want to thank Magic Girl. I want to thank Erica for B&B and Entertainment. They were there. They were pillars. They had my back since day one.
Nice, man. Blanca, you want to have an extra?
Thank you guys for listening. You know, there's always 2 sides to a story.
That's right.
And don't ever judge a story. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How did you say it, you know?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways, big thank you to you, JR, too, for allowing us this platform and for allowing me to be here as well.
No, awesome.
And big shout out to Tony Ace,
Yes.
which this is like my BFF. And yeah, you're my BFF
Okay.
too. Don't get jelly.
on the other side.
Don't
I'm
forget
on
to
this
follow him on Rodeo Radio, guys. Go
That's
watch
right.
him live. JR and the Crew, Sky Presents. You already know. Black Widow Entertainment.
Investigation.
Investigations. Oh, sorry.
go.
It's entertainment for me too, because you know she does shows.
I know she does
Big
shows.
shout out to you.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week, man. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys enjoyed the show. But look, just a few things before you go. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. We really appreciate it, but it's all about you and you helping us get the word out about JR and the crew. So, hey, don't forget, every Wednesday, 9 a.m.